First, we want to begin in Arlington today. This is where police are investigating a fatal freeway shooting. And the victim identified, 29-year-old Bre'Asia Johnson, who police tell us was pregnant.
On November 12, 2025, a pregnant mother made a split-second decision that would cost her everything. Bre'Asia Johnson threw her body over two children as bullets tore through their car on Interstate 20 in Arlington, Texas. She was 5 months pregnant. She had 3 kids waiting for her at home. And in those final moments, she chose to save lives that weren't even her own. But here's what makes this case even more heartbreaking. The person who pulled that trigger knew exactly who was in that car. This wasn't random. This wasn't road rage. This was personal. If you're new to shadow crime, we dive deep into cases that shake us to our core, cases that make us question what people are really capable of. So do me a favor. Hit that like button, smash subscribe, and click that bell icon so you never miss a story. Because trust me, this one will stay with you. Now, let me tell you about Bre'Asia Johnson. She was 29 years old, a mother of 3 beautiful kids. Makai, her oldest, was 7. Then there was Meadow, 6 years old, and little Maverick, just 2. These weren't just kids she was raising. These were her whole world. Her mother, Martha Gutierrez, would later describe Bre'Asia as the kind of person who put everyone else first. The kind of mom who'd do anything to protect a child, any child. And that's exactly what she did on that November evening. Bre'Asia was 5 months pregnant with her 4th child, a baby boy. She was building a life with her new boyfriend, riding in his car that night with his 2 children in the backseat. It was around 7:40 p.m., just another evening drive on I-20 near Bowman Springs Road. The kind of drive families make every single day without thinking twice about it. Then the shots rang out. Someone opened fire on their vehicle. Multiple shots. The kind of attack that makes it clear someone wanted people dead. Bre'Asia's boyfriend was behind the wheel, and he got hit too. But here's what gets me, and this is where you really understand who Bre'Asia was as a person. While bullets were flying through that car, she didn't freeze. She didn't think about herself or the baby she was carrying. She covered those 2 children with her own body. Her boyfriend, despite being shot, managed to keep control of the vehicle and pull over at a gas station on Little Road. He called for help immediately. When police and paramedics arrived, they found Bre'Asia unresponsive with a gunshot wound. The 2 children she protected were physically unharmed, though they'd just witnessed something no child should ever see. Bre'Asia's boyfriend was injured but alive. Bre'Asia wasn't as lucky. She was rushed to the hospital, but she didn't make it, and neither did her unborn son.
First, we want to begin in Arlington today. This is where police are investigating a fatal freeway shooting. And the victim identified, 29-year-old Bre'Asia Johnson, who police tell us was pregnant. Robbie Owens working the story for us live at Arlington Police Headquarters. What new information do we have today on this?
Well, really, it is a request, Doug. Arlington police asking for a couple of things. They're asking for patience as homicide detectives work to get to the bottom of exactly what happened on that freeway. And they're also asking for tips if you were in the area. So anything that could help them fill in the blanks. Here's what we know right now. It was about 7:40 on Wednesday evening. A vehicle traveling westbound on I-20 near Bowman Springs Road was struck by gunfire. The male driver was wounded but managed to make it to a nearby gas station and called 911. That female passenger that you mentioned was also wounded but didn't survive. Now, what we've also learned, 2 children were in the car at the time. They were taken to a nearby hospital just to get checked out, but they were not injured. An interesting development. Police also tell us that there was a second vehicle in that area at about the same time. I-20 westbound Bowman Springs Road. That second vehicle also struck by gunfire. Now, nobody in that vehicle was wounded, but you hear those developments and you probably, like me, immediately think road rage. But right now, Arlington police are not using those words. They say they still have too many questions. They are investigating, and if that is the case, they'll share that with us. But right now, they just want to know what happened. So again, if you were in the area and have any information that could help police, they want to hear from you, because right now, of course, no arrests have been made. We will continue to follow and bring you the very latest as it develops. Reporting live right now at Arlington Police Headquarters, Robbie Owens, CBS News, Texas.
We'll cross our fingers, hope somebody knows something that can move this investigation forward. Robbie.
In one moment, 3 kids lost their mother, and a baby boy never got the chance to take his first breath. The family was devastated. Can you imagine getting that call? Martha Gutierrez had to tell her grandchildren that their mom wasn't coming home. Makai, Meadow, and Maverick would never see their mother again. But here's where this story takes a turn that honestly made my blood run cold when I first read about it. The police came out pretty quickly and said something that caught everyone's attention. They told the public this wasn't road rage. Let that sink in for a second. Someone didn't just snap in traffic. Someone didn't lose their temper over a lane change or someone driving too slow. This was deliberate. This was targeted. So now the question became, who would want Bre'Asia dead? Who would want her boyfriend dead? And who would be willing to open fire on a car knowing there were children inside? The investigation kicked into high gear. Detectives started pulling phone records, talking to witnesses, reviewing surveillance footage from every camera they could find along that stretch of I-20. And what they discovered painted a picture that was as clear as it was disturbing. Remember I told you this was personal? Well, it turns out Bre'Asia had an ex-boyfriend. His name is Malik Minor, 29 years old. And Malik had a problem with Bre'Asia moving on with her life. But it wasn't just about losing Bre'Asia. The investigators found out that Malik and Bre'Asia's new boyfriend had history, bad history. These 2 men had been feuding for a while, way before Bre'Asia even started dating her new partner. Think about that for a moment. This wasn't even just about jealousy over a woman. This was about something deeper, something that had been brewing between these 2 men. And Bre'Asia, pregnant and trying to build a new life, got caught right in the middle of it. Now, the police worked this case hard. They knew they were looking for someone specific, not some random shooter. And the evidence they gathered was pretty damning. They pulled Malik Minor's cell phone records. And you know what those records showed? His phone was at the scene of the shooting. But it gets worse. The cell phone data revealed that in the minutes leading up to the shooting, Malik's movements were almost identical to movements of Bre'Asia's vehicle. You know what that means, right? He was following them. He tracked them on that highway, waiting for his moment. This wasn't a chance encounter. This was planned. This was hunting. Investigators also found communications on Malik's phone between him and Bre'Asia's boyfriend. Whatever was going on between these 2 men, it was documented. The pieces were coming together, but Malik wasn't in custody yet. The family was grieving, planning a funeral, trying to figure out how to explain to 3 small children why mommy wasn't coming back. And the man they believed was responsible was still out there.
Honestly, I feel like she was a hero. Had she not did what she did, it could have very well been one of the kids.
Words of honor now from the mother of a pregnant woman killed in a roadway shooting in Arlington. Police are still looking for the shooter right now, and the victim's family, they want justice. They spoke with our Marvin Hurst about her life, death, and her children.
Bre'Asia Johnson was mother to 4, 7-year-old Makai, 6-year-old Meadow, 2-year-old Maverick, and she was 5 months pregnant with another son, her family says.
I just want people to remember who she was as a person, the type of person that she was. I mean, to be honest, not many people would do what she did for somebody's kids who weren't hers. I don't want her to be forgotten.
On November 12th, Arlington police says she was hit by gunfire in the westbound lanes near Bowman Springs Road and I-20. Police tell CBS News Texas the shooting is isolated and not road rage. The driver of the vehicle was shot too, but survived. Johnson's family says she died at the hospital after shielding her boyfriend's children inside that vehicle.
Honestly, I feel like she was a hero. Had she not did what she did, it could have very well been one of the kids.
Her loved ones tell us she worked in insurance and was a 5-star cook.
Just pray for us, like, we're devastated. You know, we still trying to cope and get through all this. We've been shocked, you know, for the most part.
Most of all, they say the 29-year-old loved her children. She will now be buried with her unborn son as police look for a killer and as her family suffers through the painful aftermath.
She was there for everything. We had to have Thanksgiving dinner with them today without her at the school. That was not easy. It's not okay.
Marvin Hurst, CBS News, Texas.
The community rallied around the family. People who never even knew Bre'Asia showed up to support Martha and those 3 kids. There were vigils, fundraisers, people sharing her story all over social media demanding justice. And through it all, the family had to do something that no family should have to do. They had to bury Bre'Asia, and the son she never got to meet. The funeral was heartbreaking. Martha stood there with her 3 grandchildren, trying to be strong while her own heart was shattered. Friends described Bre'Asia as a hero, and honestly, that's exactly what she was. In her final moments, she thought about protecting those kids. Not herself, not her unborn baby, but the children in that back seat who needed her. But here's the part that probably gave the family some measure of relief. On December 10th, 2025, nearly a month after Bre'Asia was killed, the U.S. Marshals North Texas Fugitive Task Force tracked down Malik Minor in Midlothian, Texas. They arrested him and brought him in. The charges they hit him would tell you everything you need to know about how serious this case is. Capital murder. That's the big one, and it's capital murder because Bre'Asia was pregnant under Texas law. Killing a pregnant woman means you killed 2 people. Then they added 3 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon for shooting at the boyfriend and those 2 kids. And 1 count of deadly conduct on top of that. When they brought Malik in for questioning, you know what he did? Nothing. He refused to talk. Didn't say a word to investigators. He's sitting in Tarrant County Jail right now, and this case is moving through the system. But staying silent doesn't make that cell phone evidence disappear. It doesn't change the fact that the data shows he was there, following that car, in the exact spot where Bre'Asia died. So now we wait for trial. We wait to see if a jury will look at that evidence and deliver justice for Bre'Asia, for her unborn son, for Makai, Meadow, and Maverick who have to grow up without their mom. But I want you to think about something here, and this is what keeps me up at night about cases like this. What makes someone decide that their anger, their ego, their pride is worth taking a life? Worth taking multiple lives? Bre'Asia had moved on. She was building something new, bringing a new life into this world. And someone decided that his feelings mattered more than all of that. Here's what really haunts me. If Malik hadn't followed that car, if he just let go of whatever was eating at him, Bre'Asia would still be here. She'd have given birth to her son by now. Makai, Meadow, and Maverick would still have their mother. But instead, 3 kids are growing up with a hole in their lives that can never be filled, all because one person couldn't handle losing control. What do you think drives someone to that point? Is it pure rage? Is it something broken inside that makes them believe they have the right to decide who lives and who dies? And here's the scarier question. How many people are out there right now harboring that same kind of anger, following someone they used to know, convincing themselves that violence is somehow justified? If this case affected you the way it affected me, leave a comment below. Share your thoughts. Share this story. Help keep Bre'Asia's memory alive. And please, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications for Shadow Crime, because we're not done telling these stories. We're not done demanding justice. I'll see you in the next one.